Welcome guys to the first ranking of 2017. This is not a best or worst of. I'm going to do those how I did them the last year. But this, I did superhero movies 2016 ranking. I will do it for 2017 after Justice League. Even though I do have to add Batman and Harley Quinn to that list. But this is basically how I rank all of the scary horror films that came out of this year, from my least favorite all the way up to my favorite. We have 11 picks and honorable mention. Now, two of these on this list are action and horror, but I decided to add them anyway. And one of them, and two of them are Stephen King films. So this is my personal ranking. If you disagree with it, that's fine. But respect my opinion, I'll respect yours. So let's go. The honorable mention is Raw. This was a horror film that I heard Drum Dums talk about on his channel, and I did watch this movie. I did not eat anything as I was watching this movie because this movie is very gory and graphic and extreme and is very terrifying. The acting in here is pretty good, and all the other actors in here are pretty good. So yeah, all of the acting is good, the direction is crazy, and this movie goes to some weird, hectic directions. So that's my honorable mention. Oh, I forgot one. No, I just fixed the list. So anyways, let's get started. We have 12 movies again. Like, two of them are action horror. One, and there are some that's part of a movie series, and two of them are Stephen King films. And so yeah, let's go. I already talked about my honorable mentions, so let's get started. Number 12 is The Bye Bye Man. I was actually pretty interested into this movie when it was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed back until January. And if you know, January is meant to be a month for bad movies, but it has been some good movies in January. But this was not a good way to start off the year for scary movies. This was boring, lame, very long. It felt long, but it was a short movie, but it felt long. And there's an unrated cut of this movie, which is probably not going to save anything, but what can I say? I've said all I have to say on it. I did a rant on it. And you already know this movie can get out of my face, but some of the acting is fine. There are some decent kills. Douglas Smith does what he can. But if this was much better, if it was released, it would have been much better if it was released in 2016 for Halloween month, October. Because I would like to have gotten a chance to talk about this movie in October, and this could have been the next big thing. We get an anthology of horror films based on different things like The Bye Bye Man and stuff. This could have been good for an anthology series, but all that potential was thrown down the drain when the release date was changed. Number 11 is Resident Evil 6, The Final Chapter. I love all of the Resident Evil movies. I enjoy them. I know they're anything like the games, but I enjoy them for what they are. They are enjoyable. They're passable. They're tolerable. And I get some enjoyment out of them. I don't care what other people think. I don't hate any of them. Retribution is the weakest I'm going to do Resident Evil ranking very soon, so expect that. I got a lot of rankings, top 10s I'm going to do. But this was okay. It was pretty decent for the end of the series, and now they're talking about doing it to where it's actually like the video game. I haven't played the video games, but it would be interesting. But I have to say that I was okay. I was satisfied. There was some crazy editing in some of the movie sequences, but the action delivered, the acting was delivered, and it did somewhat satisfy me as a conclusion to Resident Evil. Number 10 is Underworld Blood Wars. I know Vader 2591, John Avengers 71985, and Tevia Smoker, along with other people, did not care for this movie. I'm one of the people who did enjoy this movie, but yeah, the way you just disregard Michael in this movie is just very wrong, very not good. But Kate Beckinsale still shines. I like Theo James. They do kill her off at the beginning, some half of the movie, but she comes back with this white fur coat and still the hot black leather suit, and her hair is like half of it's brunette and blonde. That was pretty cool, but there were some problems I have with it. I felt like for a first-time director, the first-time director could have done better. I think Michael should have been in this movie. Who cares if Scott Speedman didn't want to come back? You can at least do motion capture for his werewolf scenes or something. I don't know. But Underworld Blood Wars is a decent entry. And the door is open for one last Underworld movie, and they are going to do a TV show of it. So I'm looking forward to see what TV show is going to do. Number 9 is Annabelle Creation. This was a major improvement over Annabelle 2014. I love the Conjuring series, to tell the truth. Tony, I forgot another one, but I'll talk about it here because I'm not going to change the list again. Pause the camera so I can change the list again. Annabelle Creation was pretty entertaining. It was terrifying, it was scary, it was intense, it was just weird, bonkers. It was like bonkers. And the doll, you get to see the origin behind the doll. That was entertaining, that was awesome. The acting's great, the direction, the cinematography, the atmosphere was great. Only problem I have with the movie is I felt like the movie dragged just a little tiny bit. But Annabelle Creation is far better than Annabelle 2014. This comes from someone who didn't hate Annabelle 2014 but found it lackluster and okay. But I can still watch the Conjuring movies and Annabelle 1 and 2. I'm looking forward to The Nun. I'm looking forward to Conjuring 3, and any more Annabelle movies after this should be pretty cool. And I have to say, kudos to David F. Sandberg. You directed Lights Out, and he directed this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with Shazam. That's going to be awesome. Okay, now it's fixed again for a final time. Number 14 is The Bye-Bye Man. Number 13 is Resident Evil 6. Number 12 is Underworld Blood Wars. Number 11 is Annabelle Creation. So number 10, we have Alien Covenant. I know, just like Prometheus, Alien Covenant is very divisive, but I love Alien Covenant. I think Alien Covenant is one of the more underrated films of the year. A lot of people gave it crap. The Xenomorphs were great to see. I felt like James Franco could have been in it more. I felt like some of the CGI Xenomorphs were kind of lame, and some of the characters could have been developed a little more. But the movie is visually brilliantly directed. Some of the acting is really good. James Franco should have been in this movie a lot more. But it's okay. He's going to be in The Disaster Artist next month, which I'm looking forward to. The acting is good. When the aliens kill, it kills, and it does turn into a slasher genre. And I would rather take another Alien prequel than Alien 5, because Alien 5, the way it sounds to me, it sounds like it's going to be a rip-off of Aliens. But if you're people out there who are done with the Alien series, who would rather stick to Alien 1 and 2, or stick with Alien 3, 1 through 3, because there are people who do like 3, people who do like Resurrection, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. Coming in number 9 is Sharknado 5 Global Warming. This was a sci-fi original movie, and these Sharknado movies are stupid, but hilarious, but they're entertaining. The only thing I don't like in this movie is the third act. I don't like the third act, but I do like the acting. I do like the whole idea of sharks causing global warming. I do like story and the characters and the cute women in here. And this is coming from someone who hated Sharknado 2, but I like Sharknado 1, 3, and 4. The second one I hate, but if there is a 6th Sharknado movie, count me in, because this was pretty entertaining. Stupid fun, but entertaining fun. Number 8 is Leatherface, the newest film in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series has been pretty iffy with me. I love the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 sucked. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 was pretty good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 sucked. The 2003 remake I like. The 2006 prequel I enjoyed despite issues. And Texas Chainsaw 3D is stupidly bad, but it's laughably bad. And the only reason why I watched Texas Chainsaw 3D is because Alexandra Daddario. But this one is pretty decent, to be honest. It's pretty decent. I think it's much better than what some people who don't like this movie gives credit for, and I really did enjoy myself. I did have problems with it, but if you've seen my review, you know how I feel. I don't have to explain. I will be put all my Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff in a playlist, so don't worry, I'll do that. And number 7 we have Jigsaw, the return of the Saw franchise. I know people are not fans of this franchise. Coming from me as a fan of the series, I was looking forward to it, but I was also pretty let down by this movie. But I still enjoyed the movie nonetheless, and think it is kind of underrated. The whole end of this movie is predictable. They still have the traps, they still have the detective stuff, the twists and turns, and you have the characters who commit sins, and they're all putting all these different torture stuff, and it's pretty intense, pretty violent, and pretty disturbing. So I have to say, I give Leatherface credit for, I give Jigsaw credit for trying to be good, but this franchise should have stayed at Saw 3D. But who knows? I'm gonna complete this. I'll get the Blu-ray for this and the other 7 films. At number 6 we have Mother. This movie, I've said it in my review, this film is not for everyone. This film is not for everybody. There's a lot of intense imagery, there's a lot of disturbing imagery, and there's a lot of crazy psychotic parts, and this movie is screwed up, but this movie is great. Darren Aronofsky did a really good job with the movie. Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem were great. You also had Kristen Wiig in there for a bit. Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer were also great. The directions that this movie chooses to go in are really intense, and I like Darren Aronofsky as a director. I have seen Black Swan. That was a great one. Noah was a really good one. I enjoyed Noah. And The Wrestler was a pretty good movie too. I haven't seen Pi or Requiem for a Dream, because Requiem for a Dream is not for everyone, but I'll probably check it out. I don't know. But Mother was great, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself with it. And this is not going to be for everyone, so you may not like some of the images in this movie, but I would advise you give it one watch as a rental. But I love this movie. It's underrated. I don't see what everybody else is talking about. Number 5 is Cult of Chucky, the newest film in the Chucky franchise. Do I have to say any more? This is awesome. I don't know why everybody hates this one. I guess they were expecting just straight up scariness without Tiffany, but no, you didn't get that, guys. Now, I still stand by my problems. I wish I could have explained a little bit. I don't really understand how Alice died of a broken heart. And I wish Andy Barclay was in her a little more. But I still enjoyed Cult of Chucky for what it was. It was doing something different. It was doing something entertaining. I thought it was really enjoyable. And I can't fault the movie for being enjoyable. And Brad Dourif is great. Fiona Dourif is great. Everyone is great. The kills are excellent. Some of the writing could have been fixed a little bit, but the direction is solid. And I'm not surprised that this leaves you on a cliffhanger for Chucky 8, which I don't know if Chucky 8 will probably be the last. I don't know. But it should be the end of the series. And again, the idea I have, get all the previous characters from the previous movies to go after Chucky once and for all. And the cameo by Christine Elise as Kyle at the end of this movie, excellent. I can't wait to see her in the next one. Number 4 is a Netflix film from Stephen King, Gerald's Game. This was pretty seductive and intense and psychological. And if you know me, psychological thrillers are my favorite kinds of horror. Besides action horror, comedy horror, sci-fi horror, and just regular horror in general. This was really good. Carl Giorgino was great. Bruce Greenwood was great in it. The direction by Mark Flanagan was great. I just really dig how this movie was doing. And I thought this was excellent. It was excellent. It was entertaining. It was cool. It's pretty cool. And I am not going to give the movie any negatives for being cool, because this was excellent. And it's a really good movie. So yeah. Number 3 is Rings. I know a lot of people hate Rings, but I enjoyed Rings. I like all the American versions of 3 American Ring films. I've never seen Ringu, but I really do enjoy Rings. It does have some flaws, like I said in my review, but I do enjoy this movie to a certain extent. Acting was good, cool seeing Samara, and I like the premise of The Ring going viral. It despite getting too slow, but Rings was a pretty entertaining movie. Number 2 is Splits, which is the second film in the Unbreakable trilogy, and this and The Visit were M. Night Shyamalan's returns to form. Because M. Night Shyamalan has had some bad movies, but Split and The Visit brought him back to what he do best. And James McAvoy was really good doing all the personalities, including Patricia. My favorite Split personality of the 24, besides Kevin, was Hedwig, because Hedwig is the name of Harry Potter's bird. And Anya Taylor-Joy was great. Betty Buckley was great. And you also had Haley Lou Richardson in here. And she was great too. M. Night Shyamalan did a really good job. And the end of this movie, spoiler alerts, Bruce Willis sets up Unbreakable 3, aka Glass, which has started production. So I'm looking forward to it in 2019. And if you all know me, Unbreakable is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. I will do a couple M. Night Shyamalan movies on my channel. So expect those. So overall, Split was great. But my favorite scary movie of the year, we had 4 Stephen King movies this year. 1922, I have not seen. Gerald's Game, The Dark Tower, which was pretty decent, but this was just crazy, scary as hell. Stephen King's It Part 1, The Losers Club, 2017 version. I do like the 1990s miniseries, but looking back at it, I don't like the ending. There are some cheesy parts. I like this Pennywise and this version of it more because it's more scarier, it's more frightening, it's more intense, and it's more creepier. So I can't sit here and say that it was a bad movie. It was not a bad movie. This was weird, it's creepy, it's intense, it's disturbing, and Pennywise, he's not afraid to get you. He's not afraid to come get you. And the kids were great. You get to spend more time with the kids, and just I enjoyed every aspect of this movie. The movie did get a little lengthy. It did drag a little bit, but it didn't hurt the grade or hurt the movie. I can't wait for Chapter 2 in 2019. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be more creepier. So, yeah, that was my Scary Movies of 2017 ranking from worst to best. Let me know how you rank all the scary movies down below. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Which one you like best? Which one you like worst? Which one is underrated? Which one you think was underrated? Which one you think was surprising? Which one you think was disappointing? And I will see you guys in another one. Bye.